This episode is brought to you by Adorama. If you're looking for photography, video, imaging, or tech needs, be sure to check out Adorama.com. Hi, this is Rich Harrington for Adorama TV, and today we're talking about a great way to go ahead and keep your monitor, your camera, all your devices properly calibrated, and that is the Datacolor SpyderCAPTURE PRO bundle. So what we have here is really a complete package, including the case, that lets you keep everything you're going to want for an accurate color-managed photographic workflow. The cool thing here is it's really a complete system designed to work together. Now, it's all sorts of things, for example, starting with the Autofocus calibration system. We have the Spyder-Lens-Cal calibration system here that you can mount, you shoot the target, and helps you really check things like depth of field and is your camera's autofocus properly calibrating. We have a 3D reference tool here that we can hang and suspend on set, the SpyderCube. You'll notice it has different size shades there, and it really helps you with capturing images and making sure that overall you've got a good reference point for the raw processing. We've also got a reference chart with the SpyderCheckR. I really like using this. You can go ahead and pop this open and then shoot a reference photo and use that with the calibration system to make sure that everything's properly calibrated. And of course, tying it all together is the Spyder 4 Elite itself that we'll use here. Now the thing is the Spyder 4 Elite can be used to create monitor profiles for pretty much all of your devices. Your computer monitor, television, iPad, iPhone, even a projector. So if you care about how your color looks, using this kit will essentially let you color manage your entire photographic workflow, at least as far as the display side goes. Now all of these come in the kit and puts it together, but let's take a look at how the Spyder 4 gets set up, and we'll walk you through the process of calibrating your monitor. Now, I've got the Spyder 4 Elite software up here, and what you'll see is I've launched it, and it just uses a wizard-style system to walk me through. The first thing it says is, has my monitor been on for half an hour? Well, it does, so I'll check that. The whole reason there is you want to give the monitor time to warm up and get to the proper temperature. Now, a monitor that first starts up, and especially that first half hour, will go through some color shifts. Next, it's saying, do we have any lighting conditions? No intense lights falling directly on the display screen. Well, we're on a set, so there are a few more lights than I would normally like in my workflow, but I've actually designed it so that I've got a nice clear screen here, and that's going to work fine. And have I reset the monitor controls? Well, yeah, I'm in the default value. I've checked that my monitor brightness and temperature are at the 6500K degree Kelvin. That works fine. And I've plugged the Spyder connector into the computer itself, not the USB port or not a hub or a keyboard. It wants to be directly powered by the computer. Once I've passed that, I'll click through, and it's telling what type of display do you have. Well, I'm using the built-in LCD display here on this computer, so I'm set there. I'll tell it to go to the next stage, and it's asking me to select the manufacturer. Well, in this case, it's HP, and this is a Z1. And I'll go forward. I'm using a wider gamut on this. And I'm not sure on how it's being backlit. I do have contrast and brightness. And it's offering some recommended settings. Looks fine. It now says, place the Spyder in your stand and make sure that it's facing the screen. I've got the Spyder in the stand upright, and that's going to help measure some of the environmental light in my location. I'll click Next. And it measured the ambient light, saying that the lighting level here is a medium intensity. I'll accept that and go forward. And it tells me to put the Spyder on the screen itself. Now you'll notice that there's a weight here, and depending upon how you need to adjust, you can slide that. And the goal is that you're going to just take that over the top of your monitor and essentially set that there and get the Spyder on the screen. The weight is good to put on top or drape over the top so that the Spyder unit doesn't slide. Now the good news is that there are some protective, smooth surfaces there, so you're not going to scratch the monitor up. Even still, just set it on the screen gently. All right, I'll click Next. And it's going to run through a series of measurement tests. And what it's doing right now is running through a whole series of color patches. Now, these color patches are going to appear, and essentially the sensor is measuring the value of the colors. So as it goes through these different color patches, it's going to build a reference profile that can be used. Now, that profile is useful because you can calibrate your monitor, really know what's happening. You can, in many cases, even use that with your printer. This is just going to create a very solid color environment, so you can really work with greater confidence, knowing that you're viewing and editing images on your display and that these colors are accurate. So when you go to print them or send them to another display that's been calibrated, you're going to see the same sort of image, not a dramatic shift in the color or the exposure. Okay, our calibration is just about done, and then it's going to walk us through sort of a before and after and really give us a good idea on how this comes together. It says complete, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the Spyder and click Finish. Now it says that it's making a change here so that the brightnesses match. It gives me my new profile and reminds me I could choose how often I want to recalibrate. Most people go with the 2-week recommendation. That's enough time to deal with things drifting slowly as the monitor ages or maybe your environment changes due to things like seasonal changes and time changes where the sunrise, sunset, or the available light coming into your office might be affected. Save that. Click Next. Now they give you some images so you can check to see how things have been calibrated. You can toggle between those with the switch view. And you see a little bit of matching there. And so I am getting a brightness shift, but my color on this particular monitor held up very well. But you do see a little bit of a change there, and that's definitely making the color more accurate. I'll go ahead and save that. And you see I can actually get a good idea of where the target was versus what it did. And my monitor was very, very close. That happened to be because I have a very good monitor here on the system. But the good news is that even as monitors age, this type of system will help ensure that the colors are accurate. And even if your monitor is great, it's still reassuring to know that it is working well. This system is designed for long-term stability. You're going to see accuracy is going to hold for quite a bit of time. The Spyder units are really ranked quite high for being very accurate with test. And if you're a photographer, a designer, or really any sort of image professional, even a video editor, you may find that this system really comes in handy. After all, you can take the SpyderChecker on your shoots, go ahead and shoot that target so you really know exactly the colors you're trying to get. And in the kit yourself, you're going to have the other units. Everything fits into that case, so it's really easy to take on the road if you need it. It's available as a kit, or you could check out these individual products available at Adorama.com. For Adorama TV, my name's Rich Harrington. I invite you to head on over to the Adorama Learning Center, where you'll find a wealth of articles that explore great techniques, as well as in-depth product reviews. Thanks for joining us.
For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. Place your order by 8 p.m. and it ships the same day. Plus, next time you're in New York City, be sure to visit our store located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue.